Today's thought is, great things never come from comfort zones. I repeat it again, great things never come from comfort zones. Good morning everyone. Welcome back. I hope all of you are safe and fit at home. This video is for the students of class 8, subject English Literature. This is our poem number 2 and the name of the poem is Geography Lesson. It is written by none other than the famous poet Zulfikar Ghosh. This poem is taken from Honeydew book. This is my lecture number 1 of the same poem. So students, today first of all in this video, we shall discuss the introduction and detailed summary with the explanation of the poem Geography Lesson. Then we shall discuss the homework solution of the homework which was assigned you in lecture number 2 of chapter 2, The Tsunami. Students, before start reading the poem, let me tell you about the author. Zulfikar Ghosh was born on 13th March 1935 at Sialkot in India. Now it is in Pakistan. He is a great novelist, poet and essayist. He graduated from Kial University in 1959. His famous fictions are Murder of Aziz Khan, A Different World, The Contradictions, etc. He was awarded by Arts Council of Great Britain bursary in 1967. He is famous for magical realism, blending fantasy and harsh realism. Let's see the introduction of the poem. The questions arises in poet's mind about the geographical placement of the cities, which he saw from the sky. He noticed that all over there was disorder. The poem is about the way Earth looks from different altitudes. It is divided into 3 parts. The poem is written from the perspective of a person who is observing the city from above, seeing it seated from in a jet plane. As he ascends the heights in the sky, he is able to understand the real meaning of geography. It inculcates in the reader about political divisions. Let's see the first stanza. When the jet sprang into the sky, it was clear why the city had developed the way it had, seeing it scaled 6 inches to the mile. So here the meaning of jet is airplane. Sprang, the second form of spring, here it means lifted off. Scaled means measured. In these lines, poet wants to say that when the airplane lifted up into the sky or climbed up into the sky, the poet understood the fact that everything looked so small, so clear that a mile seemed to be like 6 inches. Means that everything looks so small from above. The city grew or the city developed as per the necessity of the people. There seemed an inevitability about what on ground had looked haphazard, unplanned and without style when the jet sprang into the sky. Here the meaning of inevitability is certain, and haphazard means without any principle or an organization. In these lines, poet wants to say that it becomes certain that everything developed unplanned, without style and without any principle of an organization on the ground, that is earth. The poet repeats the first line, when the jet sprang into the sky, means he saw all this when the jet means the airplane was in the sky. Now let's see the complete explanation of stanza 1 with the context. The poet in the above lines shares his perspectives about the city when viewed from a certain height. Perspectives means a mental view. Explanation: when the plane took off from the ground, set to touch the sky, the poet could view the city in a miniature. Miniature means very small in size or image of something on a small scale. An area spread over a mile was reduced to 6 inches on the scale. when viewed from above. Seeing a city in its wholesome perspective, the poet is able to understand why the city is designed in the way it is. What appeared haphazard and unplanned on the ground gained clarity and order when viewed from that height. Haphazard means characterized by lack of order or planning. Let's see the second stanza. When the jet reached 10,000 feet, it was clear why the country had cities, where the rivers ran, and why the valleys were populated. In the second part, the poet wants to say that when the airplane climbed higher up to 10,000 feet in the sky, at that point of time, he realized that the people are completely dependent on land and water for their existence, because water fulfilled their necessities like agriculture, transport, business, and others. He found that valleys were populated, which met the necessities of the people. At one point of time, the poet also realized that there is more water on the earth than land. The poet came to know why the cities of countries are located near the rivers, and also the valleys are so populated. The logic of geography that land and water attracted man was clearly delineated when the jet reached 10,000 feet. Here the meaning of delineated is shown, depicted, described. The poet understood the logic of geography, and the poet provides the logic of geography, which is clearly depicted the reason that made people settle in an unorganized way. According to him, land and water, which are the lifeline and the reason of our survival, attracted the early humans. The land here refers to the green land on which we cultivate food and make the shelter. The poet repeats the line, when the jet reached 10,000 feet, to tell that he came to know about all this only when the airplane was 10,000 feet up in the sky and he could see land and water. Now let's discuss the explanation of stanza 2 with the context. The poet in this stanza feels enlightened to comprehend the logic of geography. Explanation. Soon the plane attained means to reach 10,000 feet in height. It was not longer difficult for the poet to understand the logic of geography or the way of the geographical and territorial spaces were designed. He understood that water and land were necessary for human existence. Therefore, the areas near the river were abundantly polluted. Abundantly means a large quantities or more than enough. The fact that water and land attracted man was made visible from this height. Let's see the third stanza. When the jet rose 6 miles high, it was clear the earth was round and that it had more sea than land. In third part, the poet says that when the airplane was at the height of around 6 miles, it became clear that the earth is round and that it has more sea, means more water than land. But it was difficult to understand that the men on the earth found causes to hate each other, to build walls across cities, and to kill. According to him, he could not understand why people hate each other on the earth. Why we build walls. Here it means borders. Across cities. Here it means countries. And kill each other. From that height, it was not clear why. So at such a height, the poet sees a single earth and wonders why people are divided. He could not able to understand. Now let's see the complete explanation of stanza 3 with the context. The poet in these lines shares mankind's shame at not being able to understand the mystery behind human hatred or dislike. Explanation: as the plane attained another 6 miles, it was easier to understand that the earth was round and there was more water than land. But what he just could not understand was that why man hated and killed each other. He could not understand the reason behind building high walls and harboring. Means to think about or feel something. Ill feelings towards others. Geography was never about borders, barriers, means a long wall. And territorial, means related to the ownership of an area or sea. Differences when seen from above. Man had given these meanings to geography, and why man did that he just couldn't gather. Students, now let's discuss the complete summary of the poem. The city from the sky. In the first stanza of the poem, the poet describes his city. He tells us how it appears from the window of an aeroplane. It is clear that the city developed just as it was necessary for the people. So, what looked haphazard? Haphazard means characterized by lack of order or planning. On the ground, looked inevitable, means unavoidable from the sky. Logic of geography. Now, the plane rises to a height of 10,000 feet. Poet can see the logic of geography. He can see why the cities in the country have grown along the rivers. The valleys are populated for the same reason. It is land and water together that attracts the people. The mystery. Mystery means something that is difficult or impossible to understand or explain. Thus, it is easy to understand the logic of geography from a height. However, it is very difficult to understand why humans hate and kill one another. This remains a mystery. More sea than land. When the plane rises still higher, 6 miles up, the earth looks round. From that height, it is clear that the earth has more sea than land. However, one question remains unanswered. It is difficult to understand why people hate and kill one another. So this was the summary of the poem Geography Lesson. Children, you have to complete your homework on the basis of the poem explained by me. And your homework is read Poem 2 and write word meanings highlighted in the video. Based on the understanding of the poem, write the answers of the questions mentioned in the book Honeydew as. Page number 35, working with the poem, question number 1 to 4. Answer the following questions. Question number 1 is, find 3 or 4 phrases in stanzas 1 and 2 which are likely to occur in a geography lesson. Question number 2 is, seen from the window of an aeroplane, the city appears. Number 1, as haphazard as on ground. Number 2, as neat as a map. Number 3, as developed as necessary. Mark the right answer. Question number 3 is, which of the following statements are examples of the logic of geography? Number 1, there are cities where there are rivers. Number 2, cities appear as they are not from 6 miles above the ground. Number third, it is easy to understand why valleys are populated. Number fourth, it is difficult to understand why humans hate and kill one another. Number fifth, the earth is round and it has more sea than land. Question number 4, mention two things that are. Number 1, clear from the height. Number 2, not clear from the height. So students, this is the end of the lecture. Students, now we shall discuss the homework solution of homework of lecture number 2, that is part 3 of chapter 2, the Tsunami. Students, we have already discussed the introduction, summary and word meanings of part 3 of chapter 2, the Tsunami in lecture number 2. As I assigned you homework that was to be done by you on the basis of your understanding. And your homework was read chapter 2 and write word meanings highlighted in the video. Based on the understanding of the chapter, write the answers of the questions mentioned in the book Honeydew as. Page number 30, Comprehension Check, question number 1 to 4. So let's discuss the word meanings of the chapter. Number 1, giant means a person or thing that is very large or powerful. I repeat it again. Giant means a person or thing that is very large or powerful. Number 2, slammed means hit. I repeat it again. Slammed means hit. Number 3, fled means run away from a place. I repeat it again. Fled means run away from a place. Number 4, low-lying area means close to water or ground. I repeat it again. Low-lying area means close to water or ground. Number 5th is abandoned means left. I repeat it again. Abandoned means left. Number 6, enticed means attacked by offering pleasure or advantage. I repeat it again. Enticed means attacked by offering pleasure or advantage. Number 7, possess means obtain. I repeat it again. Possess means obtain. Number 8, coast means the part of the land adjoining or near the sea. I repeat it again. Coast means the part of the land adjoining or near the sea. Number 9, fatal means causing death. I repeat it again. Fatal means causing death. Let's discuss the question and answers of the chapter. Question number 1 is, in the tsunami, 1,50,000 people died. How many animals died? The answer of the question is, although no data is given in the story, but it says that the number of dead animals was far less compared to human beings. Question number 2 is, how many people and animals died in Yala National Park? The answer of the question is, 16 visitors and only 2 water buffaloes died at the Yala National Park. Question number 3 is, what do people say about the elephants of Yala National Park? The answer of the question is, the people at the Yala National Park had seen 3 elephants running away from the Patnangla beach about an hour before the tsunami hit. Question number 4 is, what did the dogs in Gal do? The answer of the question is, the dogs at Gal refused to go out for their daily run on the beach. So, this is the end of the lecture. At last, I would like to say that complete your homework in neat and clean handwriting in your fair notebook by following the correct format. Thank you and have a nice day.